Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Aram, and I'm glad to be here today with Yash and Senat to present to you Kamza. So special thanks to Spill Fabric and Ubisoft for all the mentorship and the support given us over the whole month up to our playable prototype, which is now open to the public to try. So about Kamza Run, Kamza, as introduced, is a 3D autorunner platformer action game, which is made for everyone. And it's quite really interesting and intense, fused with excellent stunts that you just enjoy playing through. So how did Kamza start? Actually, Kamza is the first superhero with cerebral palsy globally, if I'm not mistaken. And this was created by Farida Bedwe, the beautiful lady you see on the right, who also has cerebral palsy. And I did a presentation back in Kigali, and she sat in the game design clinic and realized that, oh, she could also just make a superhero and partner someone to make. And that is how come we fell in love and decided to bring about Kamza. So Farida is the writer of Kamza. So she wanted a superheroine that looks like her in the superhero space. And Leti Arts is proud to partner her to bring it to life. So we made the comics, which was extremely successful globally. It was all over, it has been all over the world, in India, Australia, impacting, and it's time to have it in an interactive form, which is a game. And that's how come we made Kamza. So the origin story of Kamza is quite simple. As Morowa, so Kamza is her alter ego, and Morowa is her, and she was born with cerebral palsy, just like her creator Farida. And growing through her challenges, she actually became an archaeologist, because Farida is also an accomplished software developer globally known in the space. And so Kamza is an archaeologist who found a pot, an ancient pot, in one of their escapades, as in the comics. And that pot accidentally broke and unleashed a juju man that you see called Muzu, who made her into Kamza. And together they fight crime in Ghana and across Africa and protect the vulnerable. And Kamza is part of our bigger universe, Africa's Legends, as Leti Arts has been working on. So we are playing in the transmedia space. Actually, so transmedia is the way we believe to go now, as replicated in Marvel, DC universes, the same way we also make comics, games, and animation for our superheroes, and Kamza is one of such. So we see Kamza to become a big animation show on TV, because that's one thing that we are exploring now as well, inclusive of the game. And as you know, the comic is already out. So the transmedia space is something that we see Kamza becoming a hallmark in. It's backed by our amazing team, myself and Farida, Yash, our lead game designer, and amazing youngsters making this possible. And as you can see, Senam is now part of our team as the lead into Senam Games. A bit about Leti Arts, we were started in 2009. I think we are one of the very first early full-time game developers in Sub-Saharan Africa. We are in Ghana and Kenya. And since COVID, we've been working quite remotely. We are back to office, but we have a very great online setup, which is making us continue work remotely. And we make all sorts of games, mostly serious games, mobile games. We do comics as well, and artworks for hire as well. So we are quite competent in this field when it comes to telling African stories and also making them into video games. I think Senam Games has already introduced themselves already, so I will leave it after the pitch, then he can also jump in. But they've also been making games for quite some time, and they are really, really fun to work with. And we hope to get a publisher and more investment to continue. So, Yash.
Sorry, Aaron, 30 more seconds, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yash.
Okay. So moving on to the key features, I'll take over. So we have multiple playable characters, which includes Kamza's cast in the comics. We have comic style cutscenes. We have unique stunts based on each character, and the levels are inspired from real life African locations. And the overall experience we want to do is comics meets video game. Moving on. Yeah, the target audience. So we are basically looking forward at the sub-Saharan Africa, which is our home turf, and US and Europe, which we want to leverage again with our constant connection, which have been developing. So let's move forward. So market positioning, as you can see, we want 3D atmospheric levels like Temple Run with African inspiration. We want detailed storylines and vector and more character development and arcs. We have our own unique characters to bring into the play. And we have animated comic style narratives like Survey Surfer. Now moving on to the co-production. So we at Leti Arts will be doing game design, narration, and the project management, while Senam will maintain game art and development. Yeah. Moving forward. So we need 180K euros for the full game development. And what we are seeking here is 105,000 euro. That is what we are seeking here. And rest 75,000 euro will be financed through German grant by Senam Games help. Moving forward, here is a breakdown of our burn rate. So you can see Leti Arts burn rate for the month is around 8,000 euro. You can see the breakdown, and the production cost for 10 months going to be 80,000. And on the side, you can see Senam's game burn cost is 10,000 euro, and the total cost 100,000 for 10 months. So what we are planning is for the game launch for 180K euro, we'll be having 4 story scenarios with 20 unique levels, 3 unique characters with 15 unique stunts each, 40 vanity items like crutches, wheelchairs, and more, auto runner mode, and 4 more exciting modes to bring into the play. And on the right side, you can see our follow-up with the longer investment. So our business, let's move on to the business model. So business model is free to play. In-app purchases is the monetization idea with reward videos for retries, more points. We'll be using playable advertisement for user retention, and Battle Pass exclusively designed with exclusive skin, characters, and gears. Moving forward, so where are we? We are currently at the prototype stage. For the next 3 months, we'll be securing funding, and then we'll dive into the 10 months production cycle with next 3 months planned live ops to follow it up. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think we have to keep the feedback session a little bit tighter then, maybe 1 longer or 2 shorter questions.
I have a comment, first of all,
Yes.
a great pitch. I've been following you over the process, so I think it's improved a lot, also the footage. But I have a question about the cartoon. How big is that? Is that a huge thing in Africa? How are you distributing them, and how big is it compared to the game?
Okay. Yes. So the cartoon. So the comic. It's not a cartoon yet.
No, the comic. Yeah.
Yes. So the comic in Ghana, because of the one who brought up the character, which is Farida, we have quite an impact in the key disability circles when it comes to the comic. So we've had people ordering from the US, universities ordering the comic. So in its popularity, it's in the key spaces, but we've not gone, like, it's not everywhere like a hike comic character, but it has the potential to get there because it resonates a lot with different demographics. And recently we were in Annecy Film Festival in France, and we've been talking to some co-producers who are interested in making this into Netflix and HBO. So as I speak, we are exploring, since the character is quite very unique, it's going to resonate at that level. So that is how big the impact is of Kamza.
Yeah. Okay. And you're looking for one partner for each particular segment, or ideally a group that can manage the whole portfolio?
Yes, currently partner for each segment, but if a group has all the skill set, we would love to work with that group as well, because it's a huge potential franchise, and I would love to speak to anyone who has all the skill set at the same time.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much.